Every day another door closes, but a new one opens again. Whoa, every way we travel must end, but there another road begins. Whatever you've seen, haven't you heard?
Well, this process, this alchemical artistry, depends on a certain kind of creative space that I haven't talked about yet, but I wanted to take tonight's class to talk about that. And if you think about going to the theater, put on your fancy clothes and, go into the theater and there's all these people there and all of a sudden it gets dark. And then, bang, this imaginative universe opens up. And it could be anything. And for a couple hours you sit there and you're blown away by this imaginative experience. And then the lights go down and everybody gets up and goes home. And they've been transformed. It's a pretty incredible experience. And the reason why that happens is because of this kind of insulation from the outside world. So if you think about going to a doctor's office, you go into the little room and close the door. It's the same kind of thing, but it's a different reason. It's for privacy, because you don't want people looking in on you. Or you go into a dark room, you're creating photographs, but it has to be done in the dark. So if somebody opens the door, you let the darkness out. You let the kind of a ether that is necessary for the work. And another example is you go to a psychotherapist's office, and it doesn't matter if light gets in and people are looking in. What matters is there's an insulated space that creates the possibility of a different social interaction. In the studio, I think all of those things happen at once. So it took me a long time to figure this out, but to me, it's just really important to be able to have the creative space. And I call that the Temenos. It's an isolated space where the creative work can be done without interference from the outside world. In this case, it's an island somewhere with a ring of trees with this kind of bed in the middle. And in order for me to interact with my muse, there has to be this isolation from the rest of the world. And I just find that that's really a crucial element of my work. And I know everybody's probably different, and there's different things that people need. But I thought I'd better share this with you because it's been really critical for me to understand how this works and to be able to create that space, that Temenos, when I'm trying to get something done. So one of the things that I figured out long ago was I needed to have an indicator for people coming to visit what my state is. And so I keep this just outside that door. And I'm sure you've noticed it coming in. The first card just says mild. And what that refers to is my privacy bubble. And when it's mild, my privacy bubble is kind of inside my chest. So if somebody comes in and gives me a big hug and starts talking about whatever, it doesn't disturb me. And the next one is volatile, proceed with caution. So my privacy bubble is like up to here. And this is when I get more and more into the creative work. So I'm kind of distracted and I'm a little bit moody. And I don't want to break that mood when somebody comes. So I want people to be aware of that. And the next one, Traveler's Advisory. And it says, danger, privates exposed, proceed at your own risk. Please don't speak. So this is when I'm really into the work, and if somebody has to come in to tell me something, it's got to be with a certain kind of deference, because I'm really captivated by what's going on, and so I want to have this space, and so then my privacy pretty much fills up the room. And I have a really great example. My sister used to live upstairs, and I'd be working down here, and she made a cup of coffee one time for me and brought it down, and the traveler's advisory was up. She threw open the door and took her long hair, flung it over like this, and brought in this tray of coffee. It was just beautiful. And that was just perfect, because it was, she had some business she had to do, but she knew that I was in this state, and that was a perfect attitude, because it was honoring the state I was in without knocking me out of that kind of reverie that I get into. And the last one is disturb, do not enter. And that's just, I lock the door and nobody can get in here. So what it gives me is a variety of indicators that people see when they come to the studio, and they can see where I am, and if they take it seriously, which sometimes they don't, they can write a note, or it's been really helpful for me to be able to work that way. And for instance, I had a manager who just didn't understand that stuff at all. And we went round and round about this. I kept telling him, look, you've got to respect that this is how I work. This is my working space. And he said, no, don't worry about that. People love to see the artist at work. And I never could get him to understand that. So finally what I had to do was create I get an old piece of work that was not critical to me, and if he called and said, I'm bringing some people over, I just put away what I'm working on and cover it up and bring out this other thing and pretend to be engaged, because that doesn't violate my privacy. And in fact, one time that manager came, and I had the traveler's advisory up, and I was working in here naked. And it was really great. He throws open the door and he comes in and goes, whoa! I'll come back later. And that was exactly the right attitude. You want somebody to realize this is my normal space, and you can't just come plowing in here because I'm in my creative reverie. And so I have a bunch of kind of rituals that help me to maintain that private space. I've discovered that during normal life we have this kind of matrix of laws and understandings and conventions that keep us kind of operating in these pretty limited ways. And that's a pretty good thing, because it allows you, for instance, to go out on the highway and you're racing right smack at somebody who's coming at you at 120 miles an hour, and you can pass safely by, because everybody understands that the little line in the middle of the road makes a separation that makes that possible. So it's a really great invention of civilization. But the artistic exercise is not about that at all. It's about being able to have a wilderness in which you can go out in any direction, think any thought, anything that comes into your mind is okay. And so creating these rituals to help me make that space possible is just really crucial for me. We're not a culture that has a lot of rituals. And I find that's really a shame, because they're really powerful. We have marriages and funerals, and a handshake is a ritual. The court is full of rituals. The guy in a black robe that's really supposed to make his persona disappear, so he's acting as a role rather than as a person, which is what that ritual relationship idea was that I talked about. Ours is such a literal culture that we look at that kind of thing and think, oh, that's really silly. You don't need that. But the fact is, it's one way of really communicating with your unconscious. Because a ritual speaks in a different language than words, and your unconscious understands that. And so you do some really simple thing like lighting a candle. What you're doing is producing a ritual that tells your unconscious that you're making a sacrifice. And so way back in the Old Testament you read about, sacrificing animals on the altar. That it's the same thing. It's a ritual, but it took people a long time to realize they didn't actually have to do that. They didn't have to sacrifice the animal. They could make a candle out of tallow and sacrifice that. And so I find that I'm really heavy on rituals. I think we don't really understand how that works, but it has an impact on us. And so, for instance, my muse is an inner character that gives me my artistic ideas. 35 years ago, I was kind of concerned about my career because my manager's family and my family were all dependent on this fountain of creativity. And yet I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know how to take care of it. I didn't know what to do to keep my creative juices flowing. And over the next several months, I started creating these images of a female figure that was mostly in silhouette. And I was beginning to understand, okay, there's a feminine aspect to my muse. And I just, I'd write about it and I'd try to figure it out. And then in '94, my dad was in a play in Hamlet. He was playing the ghost of Hamlet's father. And so I'd take him to the theater and sometimes I'd watch rehearsals. And there was a young girl there who was playing Ophelia. And I'd known her, but not very well. And she asked me to come help her paint the set, and so we spent some time talking. And one of the things I asked her was if she'd like to come model for me sometime. She said, oh yeah, sure. Well, the play opened, and Ophelia comes on stage in this white dress, and I was just absolutely going over. It affected me like nothing else has. And I couldn't figure out what was going on there. And over the next few days, I realized what's happening is I'm seeing my muse. This is the character that has been kind of coming up over the hill for several months, and now I'm seeing the real, what my heart thinks is the real character of the muse. So I called her up and I said, when you come to model, bring that white dress that you wear. And so she would come in here and I'd take a bunch of photographs and she'd leave and I'd just collapse into a pile of purple stuff. And I knew that what was going on was I was being introduced to some part of my own character. That it wasn't the person that was affecting me, but she was a carrier for something that was inside me that I couldn't see. This went on for several months, and finally I had to just get back to work. I had to quit. But I've kind of been on that same path for all these years. And now I understand all of the kind of the intricacies of that. And my muse is maybe one facet of my soul. And I talked about the syzygy over here, the male and female character that are attached to each other. So my feminine part, which is inside, one of her aspects is my muse. So I built this altar for her. And again, it's another ritual that just gives my muse a sense of how important she is to me. And another example is if I have, say, a bunch of designs I have to get drawn by Friday afternoon. I'll say to my muse, I want to make an appointment with you. And on Wednesday afternoon between 2 and 4, I want to meet you and let's work on some ideas. And I keep that appointment. And if something comes up, I tell people I can't do it. I've got an appointment. You know? And what that does is it makes my muse know that she is important to me. So when that time comes, the ideas start flooding out. And I can't really explain how that works, but it's served me for a lot of years. So for me, the ritual components are really important, and it doesn't really matter what the ritual is, as long as it kind of makes sense to your brain. Like, I want to get rid of, I have a bad habit, I'll write it on a piece of paper and burn it. And, that's a silly little ritual, but it really does have some kind of impact. That it allows some part of my subconscious to say, okay, we're going to move in that direction. So one of the rituals I do, climbing into a creative project, I will sacralize the space. I have a whole bunch of things that I've come up with. One is turning off the fluorescent lights. I'm using the incandescent light. It just feels better. I play specific music, and for years and years I've looked for music that seems to have an effect on my curiosity or my ability to go down into the depth. I will light a candle on the altar. I will burn incense. Just anything that makes the space different, to remind myself that I'm not in normal space. I've got some threads that I've put in the ceiling that hang down just about to here. And if I need to remind myself I'm in creative space, I'll let down these threads, and when I'm walking around, all of a sudden I'll get one of these brush across my face, and it just reminds me, oh right, this is creative space. This is not normal space. And of course, I use the weather report, and there's a whole bunch of things. But what you can do for yourself is just try to find out how much of your creative enterprise is dependent on that insulation. Because I know there's a lot of artists that don't need that insulation. Michelangelo, he loved to work in a piazza with a whole bunch of people. Something about the activity just worked for him. Man, I would never be able to do that. I need to be able to concentrate and not have people coming over and telling me jokes and stuff like that. So, before we get started tonight, we'll do a couple of rituals to sacralize the space. And I have a bunch of kind of personal rituals that I do. But again, are the same kind of thing. A lot of times I'll take my shoes off. I'll work barefoot. Because somehow that makes me feel like I'm treading the earth more authentically or something. I often wear something on my body that reminds me that I'm in this sacred space. And I probably overdo it, but for me, the more rituals, the better, because there's something about my character that really needs that. So what this is doing is it's creating this creative wilderness that is necessary for my creative enterprise, really. And it just so happens that it works for the chemical modeling too. The same principle applies. Having this creative wilderness in the room that allows my creativity to really blossom. And we've talked a little bit before about how you can separate the judgmental part of your mind from the creative part. And for me, indulging in the creative is a very different process than judging what I've drawn. And so I always try to create with as little boundaries as possible. And that's why I call it a wilderness. It's just like going off into the mountains, and you can do anything. You can go anywhere. You can encounter any animal that you see out there. And of course, there's a lot of danger, and it's sometimes kind of frightening. But you're talking about being really in your soul and responding to the world in an authentic way. But in the creative space here, there are actually some safety features that I can build into the program. So when I'm working with a model in this interactive way, there are several things I'll do with the model to facilitate that. For one, I have a contract with the model, and we talked for quite a while ahead of time about what the interaction is about. So I want to be in this creative space where there's absolutely no rules. And so I tell the model, you can do anything you want. The whole place is yours. And and I don't mind either one of us becoming kind of alarmed or even a little bit scared. But if it gets too creepy or too frightening or something, there are all these safety switches. Like in every corner, there's a fluorescent light switch, and so turning on the fluorescent lights gets us out of that space and back into normal space. Each one of us wears like a necklace or something on our body, and you just take off the necklace and you're back in creative space. Turn off the music, we're back in creative space. So I try to just have the safety switches within arm's length of almost any place in the room, so that there's never a point where either one of us feels we're trapped. And for me, that's been really helpful. Just knowing that if you're out in the wilderness and a grizzly bear comes around the corner and starts racing toward you, all you have to do is flip the switch. It's kind of like being in a video game or something. All of a sudden you get out into normal space. So for me, that possibility just raises all kinds of options for doing creative work. Sometimes I'll do something like I will embark on a half-hour drawing spree. And I'll say to myself, everything that I draw in the next half hour will be destroyed. And so I'm trying to get rid of anything that prevents me from having an idea. Oh, somebody will think this is sick. I can't believe I'm I feel like a sociopath or something. Just anything that I feel is valid, and it gets on the paper, and then a half hour later, it gets destroyed. So that helps kind of exercise that freedom, and that too has been really helpful.
Whoa, every way we travel must end, but there another road